Hey guys, this is a review on Dial M for Murder. I finally got to watch this on my new 3D television last night. So I was, finally able to watch it after having it for so long. I actually pre-ordered it on Amazon but didn't have the 3D capabilities. Like, look at the ingredients you have to watch a 3D television. You have to have a 3D TV, the glasses, which are pretty pricey, a Sony 3 or a Blu-ray player that has 3D, because not all Blu-ray players can play 3D, mind you, and a high-speed HDMI cable. As far as I know, I thought all HDMI cables were the same, but apparently there's this high-speed one. Whatever. I'll just do a quick unboxing of this before I begin the review. So, as you can see, it's a Blu-ray box with a cardboard slipcover, and it's got this material that makes it like 3D. Like, it's in a lot of storybooks. I'm sure you guys have seen this many times over. Like, if I slightly move it, I don't know how well you can see that. See how it's moving his head there? So it's kind of cool. It's got this terrible material on it. Well, it's cool, but it gives me this urge just to scratch it. I don't know if you can hear that sound. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys do that, but I just have this uncontrollable urge to do that. So I've done it a few times, completely ruining any value this Blu-ray could have in the future. But anyway, so there it is. Not much on the special features, unfortunately. It's got a documentary and a theatrical trailer, and one of the worst title sequences ever. Like when you put in the Blu-ray and the title card comes up, whether you want to play, go to scene selection or whatever. The menu, I should say. It's got the worst song, the worst music loop playing in the background. I should really give you guys a sample of that. Anyway, so I'll just take out the cardboard cover. So just a typical Blu-ray packaging here, and one disc inside, no booklet or anything. So there's the CD. So kind of cool. It's like a yeah, well, it's like a phone. Should leave that there like this. Now, don't be too alarmed if you see the 3D. The title menu is in 3D, but you can watch it in 2D. So don't be too afraid. Oh, I don't have a 3D TV. I can't purchase this. No, don't think that at all. It does have the ability to play the 2D version as well, so you can watch it if you don't have a 3D version. Yeah, so basically that's the unboxing of it. I'll just get on with the review. Now, prior to James Cameron, the only director of the highest level to dabble in 3D was Alfred Hitchcock. Now, 3D was part of the many experiments that Hollywood was doing to try to get audiences away from television, because television was on the rise. So Hollywood came out with widescreen, a bigger vision, and smell-o-vision. I don't know too much about smell-o-vision, and of course 3D. And 3D was used very aggressively. Like, I think the only example I can think of was Jaws 3D, where yeah, like you get crazy shots that just linger on for ages, and it's, a shot of a hand in the foreground that's coming right for you, stuff like that, or arrows whizzing past the screen. Hitchcock didn't use 3D aggressively at all. Instead, he's using it like to generate some sort of psychological state, like a thrilling state, where objects are the main emphasis. And well, there's a big example. He built a big phone with a King Kong size hand, where the hand was dialing M, the letter M first. And so he did intend for this to be shown in 3D. Unfortunately, it was shown in 3D only in a handful of cinemas around America, and Europe had to wait like 30 years before a 3D version was available. So it's really fortunate now that this is available in 3D. And now students of cinema can actually watch what Hitchcock intended. So it's a great film for study. I highly recommend everyone get this, even if you can't watch it, even if you don't have a 3D setup to watch this in 3D. I highly recommend just purchasing it, because eventually, maybe in the long run, you'll have a 3D setup, but it's worth it anyway. Especially if you're a Hitchcock fan or a cinema lover, at least you'll have Dial M for Murder as it was originally intended. I'm disappointed with the special features in this, although they bring out all the stars for the. I think M. Night Shyamalan was one of the main featured interviewers talking about Dial M for Murder, and of course the standard Peter Bogdanovich. They never talk about really, they never talk about the 3D of it in any of the special features. They just talk about the quality of the storytelling, the actors, and some of the scenarios that went behind the scenes. But I thought that was a bit unfortunate. And of course, there's a famous scene in Dial M for Murder where Grace Kelly is getting strangled by the killer. It's actually this scene, and she reaches out to the audience, her hand, like as if she's reaching out for help, and she reaches out for scissors to help Ada against the killer. I won't spoil it for you, in case you haven't seen it, but that's a really memorable scene. I'm pretty sure some of you guys might have even seen that in trailers, but that's probably one of the most famous uses of 3D, where Grace Kelly's being choked out by the killer and she reaches out as if reaching out for help to the audience, and that was pretty effective in 3D. So yeah, guys, highly recommended. If you guys can watch it, or get it, Dial M for Murder. Highly recommend you pick this up right now and just put it in your collection. And maybe further down the track, if you can get a 3D setup, or if 3D becomes more prominent, you can finally watch it how Hitchcock originally intended it to be seen. Okay, thanks guys. Again, you can watch or you can listen to more movie reviews I do with a friend, David Farrell, on podmeifyoucan.com. Links will be at the bottom, which is a podcast. So I don't know, if you're training or exercising or you're bored out of your mind, you can listen to our podcast in the background. We do heaps of little movie reviews. Okay, thanks guys. All the best.